What's up, guys? It's me, Atomic HD, here today. We are going to be doing a very mighty tank indeed. This mighty tank is going to be the IS-6. Now, when we say mighty, this tank bounces a lot of shots, and the gun is extremely good. We will get into the stats rather shortly here, but hopefully you enjoy the video. Stay tuned. We will be here. Okay, well, when you're looking at the armor on this tank, the armor isn't very good. It's 100 millimeters in the front, 100 in the side, and 60 in the rear, which is bad. But why I said you bounce a lot of shots is because when you look at the armor in the front, it's really, really angled. Like, they angled this thing so much that where 100 millimeters of armor looks like, when you're in the scope, looks like 500 millimeters. You can't penetrate it. Like, you just can't. I mean, the size is a different story. Medium tanks can get around you and get you like that, but most tanks won't be able to penetrate your front unless they're on top of, like, above you. Like, let's say they're on a hill and you're on flat ground, then the armor becomes flat to them, and they will be able to pen you like that, like you will see later on in this video. But right now, we're looking at this tank like, what the heck? This thing like bounces like a lot of shots, and yeah, it does, but it's not all good. It may seem really good, but once you start playing this thing, you will start to notice the weaknesses, especially in higher tier battles. Especially then. But that brings me to a big downside to this tank, which is its speed. The speed on this thing is 35 kilometers an hour, which isn't good. Like, it's slow. Now, the turret traverse speed is even worse at 20 degrees. I mean, against a medium tank, it's not good at all. They will get around you. You won't be able to do anything. As you can see, we just missed a shot, which I will shortly talk to you about the gun. But right now, we're talking about the maneuverability on this thing. The 700 horsepower engine, it weighs 51.5 tons, which is extreme, I guess. Not really, but I mean, we looked at the KV5 last time, which that was 100 tons and a 1200 horsepower engine, and it goes faster than the IS-6. All right, well, that's the maneuverability. The maneuverability is not good, so don't expect to beat a medium tank when it's trying to get around you. Don't expect that. My advice is to get into cover, not go out in the open place, because your armor is not all angled. Only the front is basically angled. Now, we do have a good gun on this. There's two guns, but I'm playing in the second gun because I don't like the first gun a lot at all. But the millimeters of penetration, this thing can go up to 276 millimeters. But there is a downside. I mean, you're looking at an E75, the thing's angled as well. You're not going to penetrate that, not even with heat. The rounds per minute, we only have 4 rounds per minute, which is god-awful. I mean, it's not good at all. I mean, even the aiming time is not good. At 3.1 seconds, that's even more, like, terrible. Like, if you're... This thing's not very accurate at long range. Dispersion at 100 meters is only 0.43, which is not good. I mean, the IS with the tier 6 gun is 0.5, which is worse. So it is better, but you will be seeing in this footage right here where we do get a lot of bounces because of that armor. But the round type I'm shooting right now is APCR, but it does shoot heat and also high explosive. Millimeters of penetration on those two. Heat is obviously more, but I didn't need to use it in this. And high explosive is only like 50 something, which is horrible for tier 8 battles. I mean, I don't even see why you're using it. I mean, you can use it for like splash damage when you can't penetrate armor, but that's the only time I'd recommend you use it. As you can see, the Tiger 2 bounces twice on us. We do penetrate its lower glaciers. We cannot penetrate that. Okay, this shot right here was really, really lucky. I mean, look at it. Look how small the space. He's moving forward. Bang. It's not an accurate gun, which that was a really lucky shot, so didn't expect that to happen a lot too. I played a lot of battles in this, and that's never happened to me before. We have another Tiger 2. So as you can see, he's angling his armor well, but he kind of over angles, but because we can still penetrate the lower glaciers, but we cannot penetrate the top of it. But the side was completely exposed. He over angled. We were able to get the pen. Now the average damage on this, an APCR, heat, and high explosive. Obviously, high explosive is the more, but it will do less because of the penetration levels. We do take a whacking from the T28 prototype, but 400 damage is its alpha damage on APCR, as well as 400 on the heat. And high explosive is 500 at the most, but you won't be getting a lot of 500 damage shots. Yeah, basically when you put this tank in perspective, you know, it'll reach its top speed of 35 kilometers an hour on a flat road, but when you're on terrain, it's not going to go faster than maybe you might get at least 20, if not 10 to 15 kilometers an hour. So this thing is very slow. The traverse speed is horrible as well, but we do eventually survive in that battle. Now, this is the type of battle that this tank succeeds at. One reason is because of the dunes. Since this thing is so low to the ground, you don't even... all you get to see is its turret, which the turret has 150 on the front and the sides and 100 in the rear. But the sides and the back can be penetrated if you have a good enough gun. But the front, just forget about it if you're a tier 8 or tier 7. I mean, it's just hard. I mean, as you can see, he's more elevated, so he might have a shot, but I doubt it. Who knows? So the gun, it's a 14-second reload, and by all means, it's not good. It's not good. Especially if you're in a brawl where you're against a medium tank, and your traverse speed and your reload time is going to kill you. Especially if it's like a T-54. So we almost ammo rack a FCM 50T, but my teammates helped me out and take him out for me. Now, at this point in time, they're trying to get around us, but it's 3-1, so they can't really do anything. And my teammates recognize it, and they go to help. So this is the type of moment where this is not what you don't want to do. You don't want to go out in the open like this. I mean, I'm trying to angle it, trying to get a shot off, but the accuracy on this gun just shows why it's not a good sniper. But luckily, we had some friends to help us in this sort of situation. I do not recommend you do this, and we miss another shot of Commander's Cupola, showing again how inaccurate this gun is. But we do eventually end up finishing him off, as you can see right about now. So, alright, well, there you go. As you can see, the traverse speed, the maneuverability on this tank is not good. When it's turning like that, and even that's on smooth ground, and it's not good. It's not very good at all. I do not recommend you go out in the open. Here is another battle that this tank succeeds at. These types of battles where there's a lot of cover that you can just peek your turret out and shoot. But you will see very shortly how your armor just turns very, very thin. The thinness of your armor shows. Where there's a Ferdinand higher ground than me. Okay, well, there's a lot of penetration on this Ferdinand. I'm using APCR, but we somehow managed not to do any penetration, and we damaged his viewport. But looking at that armor, he's at a perfect position just to shoot me in the front, or even the side, because I think I exposed a little bit too much at the side. But he's just above, and he's in a better position than me. Okay, well, we have help, which is good. I think he shoots me in the top of the turret. The Ferdinand does. I'm pretty sure he shoots me in the top of the turret. And he does a crap ton of damage to me. And I do take a whack from the IS-3 Defender, I'm pretty sure it is. It's either that or the T-32. He takes me down to 276 health. At this point, I'm kind of freaking out, because there's a Ferdinand here. He does bounce, which is really, really lucky for me. Really lucky. That turret just showed I'm lucky right there. Centurion 1 does not do very well. Check out my Instagram, guys, if you want to keep posted on these videos. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, every one of you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the 4 subscribers I have right now. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time.